A lot of moms and dads end up becoming friends with other moms and dads through their kids' school and activities, but it could be tougher to make those same kind of connections once the kids become adults.
Or maybe you're a grandparent that moved for retirement and you're working to build your social circle again. Dr. Cheryl Ziegler joins us now to talk about how can we make new friends and connections as we get older and become empty nesters. Thank you so much for being here. So where do we begin with this?
We begin with acknowledging that, yes, exactly like you said, once you become an empty nester, you kind of realize like, oh, wait, my life was surrounded around whatever it was, the kids, their activities and those things. And people can feel lonely. And then you've got maybe a couple that's sort of looking at each other like, wow, we need to redefine this period of time. And you do. So the first thing I'd say is you have to be intentional, meaning join a group, find your hobby, figure out maybe a sport. Maybe you play tennis or pickleball or golf, something like that. So realize that you have to be intentional and you want to probably balance it with some things that are just for yourself. And if you've got a partner or a spouse, some things that you can do together. But it has to be something that's planned, because if not, a lot of people wind up spending more time alone and at home. And we know that that can lead to loneliness, that can even lead to sadness, depression. So we want you out and about, finding that sport, finding the recreational activity and getting connected.
Yeah, I think that activity-based thing is so true. And I think about like my in-laws, like they golf and that's where all their friends are from, right?
Yes.
Like my mom goes to the gym every day and all of her friends are like people who go, the little old ladies who go to the gym. Sorry, Mom. But like that totally like rings true, right? Because there's something you're going to attend, like this class, or you're going to go to the golf course on this day and you can see your friends there.
I love that. And I feel like for me, I imagine that I would isolate. And I'm just gonna say that to put it out there because I never really found core friends here in Colorado until we moved here about 7 years ago. Until I was kind of forced through my daughters, my son's now 4, so now I'm learning some new friends through him. But I was forced to get out there, birthday parties, school events, and it was because of that. So what if you are dealing with someone like me, where unless you're forced to go do it, even if you're intentional, you're setting yourself up for failure?
Yeah. So one of the things you can do is not necessarily have the mindset that I'm going out to meet friends, but one of the other places people who are empty nesters connect with people around volunteering. So you find your passion project. Maybe it's animals, maybe it's children, whatever it might be. So then you kind of go in there with the mindset of like, this is something I love to do. It doesn't have to be social, right? When you're playing a racket sport or golf, it's a little bit social inherently. But this is more like, I'm going to join a board. I'm going to join just Saturday afternoons and we volunteer and do this thing, or getting involved in church or organized religious activities, those kind of things. You can go into it saying, socializing is optional, but I'm coming in here first and foremost for my own self. And I don't know if that would have resonated with you. And then you can see what happens.
No, I think it would have. It kind of takes the pressure off myself.
Right, like you could go to one of those things in and out.
Alex thinks I'm an extrovert, but I'm not. A lot of people think I'm an extrovert. I'm an introvert.
Yes,
At home, I shut down.
Very much so. The thing that I hate getting, I shouldn't say hate, but I don't like to say hate, but the things that I do not, when you get those evites in your mailbox and somebody from the class has a birthday party and I'm like, oh my God, I have to go because my daughter's going to have such a good time, but I don't want to go.
Is it the anxiety, the social anxiety?
Because you're forced to like make small talk with other parents. And I'm just like, I don't want, I know I have to.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the kiddo.
Right.
But I don't want to.
I know.
Yes. Well, I love that you brought that up though, because I promise it doesn't last forever. There will come a point in time where you get to do drop-offs. There will come a point in time. I remember the first time, it was a gymnastics one and there was a coffee shop next door and the person in charge was like, hey, you can go next door, like we're good. They were like 4 or 5 and it was like,
it's coming, huh?
I really genuinely remember thinking like, I have 2 hours to myself. And I remember the day, the birthday party, I swear I do. So it won't last forever. But one of the things I will say for me personally is I didn't know if these were gonna be my friends, what they were gonna be. But the preschool moms, shout out to my Paddington moms, they are still like my really good friends. And I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't even thinking about it, right? I was less intentional about my socializing then. But now when I look back, it's like, it kind of happened organically. So you could just show up as yourself, right? That could be no makeup and sweats and whatever. Like your people will be drawn to you and maybe other people who have different values or whatever, they're not going to be drawn to you. So I would just say in those cases, like, yes, you do have to go.
I know.
But show up as yourself, be yourself. Don't be staring at the screen the whole time because some people do that. right? And that's the signal, like, yeah, I don't really want to talk. I'm going to scroll. Some people bring their laptop and they're like working away. Yep,
Oh,
I've seen that. Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's a good tactic.
At a birth.
A straight up laptop, not even just your phone or an iPad. Yeah. They're like, I'm serious, I have to work. So you know what I mean? You could go in with like the mindset. I'm not a huge small talker either, but I do love meeting somebody who when I leave, I go, I felt a really good connection with them.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
It is refreshing. So this won't last forever, but good things could come.
I love it.
All right, I'll keep you posted. We got a birthday party this weekend.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ziegler. Great advice, especially for Alex and I. Who would have thought?